You're very welcome. This is the Effective Living series here on Citi FM and Citi TV. My name is Apioko. Now, we're in week 1, and we've been having some very, very interesting conversations so far about personal development, building resilient foundations. We've gone through what that means, how we should do it in certain spheres. But today, we're just, taking it up a little bit, a notch higher, a bit, okay? We're talking about building resilience through managing your mental state. Building resilience through managing your mental state. Now, before I introduce my guest, I'll have you know that this series is sponsored by Enterprise Life, as well as Hallmark Freight and Logistics Ghana Limited. Two very powerful pillars that are making this possible so that you can be the best you in 2024 and beyond. All right, it's time to introduce my guest, Mr. Patrick Otieku-Buedu. He's many, many things. A life coach, a consultant, you name it. When it comes to taking people, who they are, what they are, examining it, and then letting you know that, look, you know what? You can be this. It's possible. He's great at doing that, and it's a pleasure to have him here today. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you.
But it's good to have you here.
Good to
it's
be
good
here.
to
Thank
have
you.
you here.
Yeah.
But yes, we've been talking a lot in my conversations with Michael Hiniefa. I was saying that over the last several years, we're hearing the word resilient a lot. First, it was resilient cities.
Yes,
when the floods come, can your
Yes,
city
yes,
stand the test of
yes.
time? Then the era of the COVID-19 pandemic came, and then we're talking about resilience of human beings, resilience of the human race, and now resilient is back.
Yeah.
So I just want us to, from your perspective, define what it means to be resilient. When we say that a human being is resilient, you're mentally resilient, what does it mean?
Yeah. Well, basically, and in simple terms, when we say being resilient, is being able to bounce back after you've been hit, after you've been knocked down, after you've gone through all the challenges, after your money, you've lost your money, the debt exchange and all. So life doesn't give us straight lines. Life gives us crooked lines. But that is what makes life life.
Life doesn't give us straight
No,
lines.
it doesn't.
It gives us crooked
lines. And that is what makes life life. Because if we put the ECG machine on you, your heart doesn't beat in a straight line.
No,
that means you are dead. It goes up and down. So that is how life is. So
that's a brilliant explanation.
Thank you. When we say somebody is being resilient, we are talking about acknowledging the fact that life is not a straight line. And therefore, when life goes up, you take it as it is. When life comes down, you must know how to handle it. And basically, once you understand that and you have that psychology behind you, you are able to be resilient all the time.
Okay. Now let's talk about the mental state.
Yeah.
Of course, there are different parts of the body, and the mind, the brain is always extremely complex when we're having conversations surrounding it. But what do we mean by a mental state?
Okay. Your state is, if you will, how you feel at every point in time.
Okay.
And how you feel at every point in time is actually defined by basically only one thing, according to Dr. Porges. He's saying that your state is defined by, number one, how safe you feel, or whether you feel threat in your environment. Okay. So he actually coined a new word called neuroception. It's a system of determining what is safe and what is not safe. Why would you sleep on the same bed with me? It's when you feel safe with me.
Of course.
Why would you eat my food? It's when you feel safe with me.
Very true.
Why would I invite you to a place and you just follow me? It's because when you feel safe with me. So the whole human being, the primary determinant of decisions we make in life is actually based on whether we feel safe or we don't feel safe. Now, the first state is when I feel safe. When I feel safe, the first thing I do is to connect with you, connect with people. When I feel safe, I am able to draw all the resources within myself and bring it out there. I become innovative. I'm able to compose things. I'm able to connect with people. I'm able to go inside of myself and become much more creative and many more.
That because you literally have the the peace of mind.
Exactly.
And the conducive environment.
It's like your
to
body
thrive.
has been reset into, if you will, a state God wants you to be.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the first thing, when we feel safe. And when you feel safe, you have all these things. Now, the first thing you do in that state is we want to connect with people. If you are in an environment, in an office environment, whatever, you want to be at peace with people. You smile with people. You work. You trust people, and you are able to do more. Your performance will increase. Your capabilities will shoot up, and all that. The moment I don't feel safe, I drop from there into what we call mobilization.
Mobilization.
In that state, I'm willing to fight because I feel threatened. And if I feel threatened, I need to fight back. I need to be able to hit back. I need to be able to confront you. And in that time, when it happens like that, what happens is that I will not be the best of friends. I'll be suspicious of you. I won't trust you. When you say something, I'm not going to trust you. And it comes by simple things like hearing somebody gossiping about you. You go into that particular state. Where somebody lies to you, you go into that particular state. So that is the state we want to fight back. We want to show people that we are also there. Our reputation must be protected and things like that. Now, when you start fighting in that state, and for some reason you realize that, number one, you won't win, or you can't win. And number two, whatever you are fighting, whether a person or a system, you will not be able to fight with the person, or you will not win, or you don't have the strength to be able to win when it comes to that particular fight. We drop further to what we call dorsal vagal, and dorsal vagal is when we shut down. We become like the tortoise. We shut down, we don't want to do anything. So if you look at sometimes in homes, sometimes in the offices, people become disengaged.
Yes.
They are married, they are disengaged. They are in the office, but they are disengaged. When you go for meeting, they sit down, they listen to you, and they just nod their head and they go away. They have become disengaged. Now, they probably did not come to the organization with, in that state. They came in the organization maybe at the first state, what we call the socially engagement state. But for some reason, they move into a state where now they are activating their defense mechanism, what we call passive defense system. Okay, and then they are there, they are not doing anything. They are not happy. These are people who are not giving you any information. They're not telling you their next move, and you don't know what is going to happen. For the people in the mobilization, they will shout, they will insult, they will yell at you, and therefore you have an idea of what their intentions are. But the people in dorsal vagal, you don't see anything. All that you realize is that one day you come to the office and they are not there. They probably resign or something like that. So the state is very important. Now, your state defines how you see yourself, how you see other people, and how you see your world. If you are in a safe state, what we call the social engagement state, you see yourself much more powerful. You are capable of doing things. Right. But when you are in a mobilization, you see yourself as somebody who is being attacked, somebody who is maybe not too strong, and somebody who is you're suspicious of everybody. And when you're in the last state, that is where you feel weak, you feel that you don't have the capacity, you don't have the strength to be able to win in your battle.
Okay, so we have a diagram here.
Yes,
so
yes.
when you're in the first state, you feel safe, you're social, you're engaged, and then things that you feel within, there's wisdom, you're confident, innovative, loved, connected, you're free, possibilities, vibrant. So I am free is what you'd say. Others are beautiful people.
Exactly.
The world is vast and has endless opportunities. When you're in the mobilization state, you're mobilized, you're agitated, you're frantic, so you're irritable. You feel like you're losing control.
Exactly.
You're always alert and touchy, irrational, untrusting, nervous. And so I am pissed. Others are idiots. The world is going south. You think of the worst possible scenario. And then in the last stage, that you're numb, you're collapsed, you're shut down, you feel unwanted, like the tortoise, like you said, you're scared, isolated, withdrawn, uninvolved, quiet, rejected. And then I am tired, that's where you tell yourself. Others are myopic, the world is pointless. And that's a dangerous state to be in.
That's a dangerous state to be. And the painful thing is that many people are there. We are going into a new year. We are in a new year, as many people are in that state. Now, when you are in that state, in fact, when you are in the mobilization, all your energy is channeled towards fighting. When you are in the dorsal vagal, you shut down, and therefore you don't come out. You don't see the beauty in people. You don't see the beauty in things. You don't see the beauty in your work. You don't see anything.
You don't even see that it's worth fighting.
No, you
for
don't.
anymore.
You don't. And if you are in that state, I want to recommend that you probably see someone who will help you to be able to, come out of that particular state. Yes.
Very important, very important. Now, your state, let's look at it in relation to our lives.
Yeah.
We've spoken a lot about the workplace, and I think the workplace is always a great example, a great microcosm to sort of distill human behavior and see how people, because you have all sorts of characters in one space, different characters you'd find in the bigger world, but they're all concentrated in one place. But when we look at our entire life and the states, let's look at from childhood, if you're a young adult, into the phase where maybe you're married, you have kids, now you are a caregiver or a provider, and then grow older. What are some of the different ways in which these things would manifest?
Usually when we are kids, and ideally you're supposed to be in a socially engagement state. That is, you must feel safe with your parents, you must feel safe in your home, you must feel safe. Even the definition of home is defined by your state. What is home to you? Home is not a building. Home is a place I feel safe. And that is the reason why somebody has a house, has a wife, has children, and yet he is not able to go to that place, and yet he goes to maybe the blue kiosk and he feels home at the blue kiosk. Because when he goes to the blue kiosk or the joint, he feels safe. Okay, so when it comes to kids, and it's very, very important that the climate we create in the home in the house for the kids, so that in that particular state, if you're able to get them to be in the socially engagement state, one of the things I can assure you is that they'll do work academically. It will reflect in the academic work. Now, when the kids are in that level and they are in any of the other states, whether mobilization or immobilization. In fact, some people are shouted upon so much that they drop into the immobilized state or the dorsal vagal. In that state, the child is in school and the child cannot perform. The child sees other people better than him or her, and his confidence is affected and all that. He's not able to deliver.
So that's a situation where at home, anything the child does is not good enough.
Exactly.
The child is showing you something, you're not paying attention, you're not interested.
That child will drop from the safe zone into the other zones, and that will not be helpful for that child. Now, ultimately, see, a child does not have a way of evaluating what an adult has said is true or wrong. Okay, so we call it, in that state, commendatory belief. Commendatory belief. Once a parent has said it, once a teacher has said it, once an uncle has said it, it must be true. And they accept it. So if you tell the child, oh, you have a big nose, or handsome, and things like that, the child has no way of evaluating to say that, mommy is wrong or daddy is wrong. But once mommy has said it, mommy is an authority figure. Mommy knows something I don't know, so mommy must be right. So therefore, I take it and now my nose is big. And this child will go through life believing that his nose is big, affecting his confidence level, and then ultimately affecting his performance. And when it comes to other people, the other children that he comes into contact with. Now, going forward, sometime when people grow, they might be in, let's say, socially engagement state. When they become teenagers, and again, we are not able to manage them well, because the teenage phase is when they have left the home and they want to connect with a bigger society. They want to be with their friends. In that state, what do we do? We shut them in, we shout on them. And in that state, what they want to do is they want to fight back. They will drop into what we call the mobilization.
Now they're becoming more self-aware.
Yes.
They know what they want. They've seen things that interest them, and they feel like you're holding them back.
Exactly. Right? And they'll fight back. And that is the reason a lot of parents are not able to handle teenagers, because they'll fight back. And in that state, one of the things they can't stand is shame. Teenagers, especially from 13 to 19, they can't stand shame. So even if you want to do anything, reprimand them, you don't do it in front of their friends. And that is why sometimes we see them as disrespectful, because when you do that, they will fight back. We can call them on the side in the room and do that, but if you do that in the midst of their people, because look, in that state, they are also trying to define their belief, define their value, and tell the other friends that they are also, big people, as it were.
And also build their own resilience.
Exactly. So if we run them down, they will fight back. And that is what a lot of parents are not able to handle.
Patrick, let's go for a break. This is the Effective Living series here on Citi FM and Citi TV. Let's take a message from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
Whether it's 1924, 2024, or 2124, We've always known that you are driven by your sense of safety and well-being. It is what drives us too, to see you through from start to finish, from small to big. And in the last 100 years, as you have evolved, so have we also expanded to serve you in many ways. From cradle to grave, with expertise in insurance, life, pensions, properties, health, and for those beautiful memorable goodbyes. It's 2024, and in all our markets, our pedigree is recognized, our strength respected, our expertise valued, and our solutions sought by all who desire an advantage in life. Experience the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Take charge of your future now. Insurance, life, pensions, property management, funeral services, health insurance. Enterprise, your advantage.
Welcome back. This is the Effective Living series here on Citi FM and Citi TV. My name is Apioko. The series is sponsored by Enterprise Life and also Hallmark Freight and Logistics Ghana Limited. My guest today is Patrick Otekwu-Buedu, and we're discussing building resilience through managing your mental state. And we've spoken a lot about what those different states are, what it means to have or to be in a particular mental state. If you missed it, I'm sure you'll catch up in the playback. Yes, so, you know, when we put it up online, you'll find it. But Patrick, we spoke a lot about, you know, the children and how the home, that space affects their mental state, or how the child's mental state can be affected just because they are children. We've moved to the adolescence, the teenage stage. Let's go into the young adults. So post 19, you know, now maybe in the university, or even if you don't do any tertiary education, you're a man, you're a woman, you can work, you can be on your own if you wanted to, you know. At that point, what are some of the things that we should expect when it comes to the mental state of such a person?
Well, if you don't have a strong state, you don't believe in yourself, you don't trust in yourself in that state, of course, it would have happened. You've been building it from childhood and in this particular state. If you don't have any way of letting yourself think yourself outside of, you know, a weak state, and therefore, when it happens like that, what happens is that you are not able to evaluate things properly. It affects relationships around you. So you notice that sometimes you go into one relationship, it doesn't work. It's he got me angry and I just left and they go away. And you have multiple relationships that do not work, you know.
So you're not even willing to work through it.
Exactly, because you always seeing people, because you are in a wrong state, you are seeing people differently, you are seeing people wrong, that the people are attacking you, that you don't feel safe with them and all that. But if you are able to work on yourself and you keep yourself in a socially engagement state, that is where you feel safe. You feel safe in your skin, you feel safe. I mean, if you have a friend and a friend maybe is better connected than you, has more money than you, why do you have to feel bad about it? It's because you yourself don't believe in yourself. That's why you don't feel safe, and that is the reason why you feel that the person is maybe getting all the accolades and or getting or whatever. So at the end of the day, you must, if you don't trust yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, which means that you are not in the right state of mind, it's going to affect your relationships. Not only your romantic relationships, but all other relationships. The people you are going to work with, the people you interact with on a daily basis is going to affect that relationship. Now, because you are in a wrong state, they are also going to see you as somebody who is not a friend, somebody who they cannot flow with,
basically,
somebody
you're an antisocial person.
You're an antisocial person, somebody they cannot flow with, and that is also going to affect your interpretation of their
So then
friendship.
it becomes a vicious cycle.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
As a vicious cycle. Okay, so now let's talk about the human being who, you know, by grace, has made it from childhood through the adolescence, teenage years, past the young adulthood, and maybe has found a life partner. Perhaps has found a good job, and they are now, they become providers for children, for a home, they're making it through life some way, somehow. People like that, what do we do with them when it comes to the situation of the mental states?
Have you noticed that sometimes somebody said, I didn't say anything when he got angry? No. What you didn't recognize was the fact that the guy was in the wrong state. And therefore, the little thing you said triggered the person. If the guy was, I mean, when you were kids, and you wanted to tell daddy something, you wanted to go and ask for some favors from your daddy, your mommy would tell you the time you should go.
You
Why?
gauge the time.
Exactly, because your mother knew the state of your father. Sometimes when he comes from work, you don't chase him. You want him to settle, eat, wash down, come and settle down, so that before they even break any news to him, they were managing states. So today, everything, you are coming from work and they are ringing you to tell you that your son is running and doing this one, you come already angry. And that is not helpful. So, of course, like you said, it creates a vicious cycle for us, and we shout on the kids, we insult them and all that. The kids also feel they drop from the social engagement state, and it's affecting their performance throughout. So it's actually something that we need to really, really consider, because it affects every aspect of our lives. Our interpretation of what life is. In fact, what you focus on in life is actually defined by your state of mind. Your belief system is defined by your state of mind. What you think is important, your values is defined by your states. Okay, and anything else, your capability, whether you think you are capable of, because it defines your identity. And identity is a belief in three things: what you believe is possible, what you believe you are capable, and what you believe you deserve.
What you believe is possible, what you believe you're capable of,
what do you believe you deserve? Let me do a little demonstration. Right, lift up your right hand, push it higher, push it a little bit higher. Okay, bring it down. Now, while sitting, tag the ceiling. Why didn't you try?
Because I know I can't.
It's impossible. So the moment your body senses anything as an impossibility, your body doesn't release the resources for you to try. So when we go round in a wrong state and we believe that we can't do it, we can't make it, we are not capable, we don't deserve it, what happens is that we sell ourselves short. And that means that we don't have the resources to step out there and win the race of life. But when we are in the right state, all these things are in place. We believe in ourselves. We believe we are capable. We believe we deserve. We step out there and we make ourselves count in future.
Okay. I want us to speak to one particular group of people. Yes. There are a number of people who may be on retirement or pension stage. They have the empty nest syndrome. Yes. Children are no longer at home. May or may not be with a partner or with, the mother or the father of their children. May not necessarily even have been able to save up enough to live the kind of quality of life that they were living prior to now. There are people like that. How do we speak, or what would we say to people like this who may be going through something, maybe in a certain state?
Okay. I think we can look at the what we call the 7 principles of Huna. Okay. Huna in Hawaii means secrets, and it talks about some principles that they work with. Okay, and you can look at it if you can just maybe you can mention it and I'll explain it.
So let me
the 7 principles of Huna.
7 principles of Huna.
Yes. And what does the first one say?
Okay, so the very first one is Ike.
Ike, yeah.
That's I-K-E. Yeah. The world is what you think it is.
The world is what you think it is. It doesn't matter what has happened. You can't change the world, but you can change your perception of the world. You can change your reflection of the world. The world is actually a reflection of you. So whatever you think the world is what the world becomes to you. So if you think the world, I can't do anything, my children are gone and I can't do anything, that is what it becomes to you. But from today, if you can change that perception, then the world is what you think it is, Ike, it begins to work in your favor. Next one, say what?
Number 2, Kala. There's no limit. Everything is possible.
There is no limit. Everything is possible. I believe this so much. Everything is possible. There is no limit. If I look at the birds in the sky, they fly and they don't jump at each other because they believe everything is possible. And that is what we have to believe. So going forward, for us to psych ourselves and put ourselves in the right state, we must believe that everything is possible. If you believe everything is possible, then you put in the resources to be able to deliver what they were supposed to deliver.
Makia, energy flows where attention goes.
What are you focusing on? Your energy will flow where you focus your attention on. If I focus my attention on bad things, I'll get bad results. If I focus my attention on good things, I'll get good results. If I focus my attention on building good relationship with you, I'll have a very solid relationship with you. If I focus my attention on destroying people, destroying things, I'll have a bad relationship. So we need to, and if I focus my attention on the job I am doing, the dreams I have, I will definitely deliver on it. It doesn't, no demon can stop you. You will be able to deliver on it because your attention is focused on that. Attention, once you have an attention on something, energy will flow towards it.
Okay. Number 4, Manawa. Now is the moment of
This is
power.
what I like so much. You know why? Because it says now. You see, technically, you can't live in yesterday. You can't live in tomorrow. You don't have yesterday, you don't have tomorrow. It's a technical impossibility. You can only live in today. And therefore, sometimes, in fact, just tonight, for instance, I'm working on a new book. And then I've sent it to my guys in India. And then throughout the whole night, they were ahead of us. So they were sending me information. And because it's my passion, I woke up 3 a.m., I was working with them. 4 a.m., I was still working with them. Now is the moment of power. You don't have power in yesterday. You don't have power in tomorrow. You have power today. But what you do today will define what is going to happen tomorrow. So let us know that now. So don't procrastinate. You don't have any business procrastinating. Get up and do what you have to do. If there are calls you have to make it now. If there are people you have to build relationship with, make it now. If there are visits you have to make it now. If there are books you have to write it now. If there are anything, dreams you have to achieve, build it, start doing it now. You can't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow is not yours. You only have today.
You only have today. Aloha. To love is to be happy with.
To love is to be happy with. So if you are not happy with a dream, you can't build it. If I'm not happy with something, I'm not happy with my business, I can't build it. It means I don't love it. So for me to know that I love something, I love someone, is that I'm happy with that particular thing. So, and that is why somebody will just spend hours and hours just learning how to play the saxophone. And then we invite him to come and play for 5 minutes. And we are wondering why. No, it's because he loves doing it. He loves practicing. He loves it and he's showing, he's showing his work.
Mana. All power comes from within.
We are quick to look at power from outside, look at everybody, look at what is coming. Yeah, I want somebody to pray for me. It's important. People should pray for us. But I'm telling you that there's so much power inside of you. God created you in his image, and therefore he placed something inside of you. He said that ye are gods, remember? So there's something inside of you. There's so much power inside of you. Don't sit down and cry because there's something inside of you. Let it come out there and step out there and be counted.
Phenomenal. And last but not the least, Pono.
Yes.
Effectiveness is the measure of truth.
How do I know you are effective? It's when I see the results. I see the results. So ultimately, I've written 18 books. You can't tell me I've been lazy and I continue writing. I've been effective. So even me, I sometimes even think that I've not been doing too well because the people I'm focusing on, I'm challenging myself with. I've written about 100 books and all, So I even see that I'm not even doing. But you see, at the end of the day, you must live an authentic life. Don't deceive yourself. You see, there's a difference between being wealthy and appearing wealthy. You can appear wealthy and not be wealthy. So don't deceive anybody. If you don't have it, know that you don't have it. We say we always tell people that confront a brutal fact. That is where you start from. And then you build from there where you want and be authentic with yourself. Be honest with yourself. You are not doing well. Tell yourself you're not doing well. And now look for ways of becoming better. And when you do that, the sky will not even be the limit. You'll be beyond.
When you do that, the sky will not be the limit. You do beyond. Thank you so much, Patrick Oteku Buedu. He is a consultant, a life coach, a motivational speaker. These days, when we say motivational speaker, then people are looking at us. But basically, he takes what you have and he shows you that you have gold. And I think that he's done that today. So in 2024, building resilience through managing your mental state. Now you know what it means to be in a particular mental state. This is the Effective Living series here on Citi FM and Citi TV. This particular topic is part of a bigger conversation that we're having in week 1 of the series. personal development, and we're looking at building resilient foundations. If you don't have resilient foundations, it will be difficult to build anything else that is beautiful, that is wonderful, that is worthy of admiration. All right. This series is sponsored by Enterprise Life as well as Hallmark Freight and Logistics Ghana Limited. My name is Apioko. Stay tuned to Citi TV and Citi FM for more exhilarating content.